cracking, YouTube? Welcome back to Myers Two-Stroke RC Garage. And today, guys, we're gonna go over some updates, and I wanted to give out a little bit of a tech tip. And I wanted to kind of go over, what's up and where I've been before I get you guys down here closer to the bench. I haven't been able to put out a video in a couple days because, the weather has just been crazy around here. We've been under, tornado watches and tornado warnings the last 2 or 3 days. So that's kind of, the weather's been playing a huge part of it. And, when there's a tornado warning or a tornado watch, I'm not going to be, out here making videos. What I usually do is I keep an eye on the weather like I probably should, because around here, Iowa, in the springtime, that stuff can sneak up on you in no time, and it's better to be prepared than anything. So I kind of want to go over that. And then another thing that I had that kind of delayed things is I had a battery pack failure in this, and I kind of wanted to go over that stuff. So and there's another issue I'm having, and I was gonna show you guys what's going on there, and see if there's anybody out there, subscriber or not, just anybody watching the video that can help me out. So why don't I get you guys down here closer to the bench, and we'll go over some stuff. All right, guys, I got you down here closer to the bench. I forgot about this. I kind of want to start out with what's going on with this again. Right now, I still have to put the pipe on, put it together, and I've robbed some things off of it, and so I need to put it back together. And the weather's starting to take a turn for the better. It seems like so, especially not the rest of this week, but the next week, the beginning of next week, it's supposed to be real nice. So I'm wanting to get this thing put back together so we can go out to the fairgrounds and hear that 2-speeds shifting. So and then I gotta wire up the kill switch and all that stuff. So that's going on. That's what's going on with the 35. I think I mentioned that in the last video. And then the next thing I wanted to go over is the deal that I had, the issue that I had with the Punisher. And this is what the issue was, this battery pack. What happened is, and it happened all of a sudden, all at once, no warning or anything. So what happened is I, took it out, and I was, driving it around, checking the setup out back in the backyard. And, I had it running for, I don't know, probably, 3 or 4 minutes, and everything was going good. And I noticed that the wheelie bar needed to be raised, but I was having too much fun. And so I was, kind of ripping it around a little bit. I didn't want it, I wasn't going to go crazy with it or anything like that. I was just playing with it. And then all of a sudden, it was like somebody just killed it, just hit the kill switch on it. And so I walked over to it, and I pulled the cord, and it fired right back up. And then I started driving it again. And then, shortly after, not even a minute or two later, it did it again. And I was like, what in the crap is going on? Well, so I got that new Hiltronics kill switch in, and I've never been around these, Hiltronics kill switches with these dip switches and this, glitch free, the glitch part of it. And, there's other different things that, go on with it. Those are pretty self-explanatory, but the glitch thing I wasn't sure about. So I was thinking maybe I was having trouble with the new kill switch I put in the glitch, factor or whatever. But, so I brought it in, and, what I did was I just put it back on the charger and kind of looked everything over, and, didn't find much wrong with it. And, so then, I charged it up, put fuel in it, and then took it back out, and then started driving it again. And then I was like, 3 or 4 minutes into it, and it is like somebody hit the kill switch again. And I'm going, what the heck's going on here? And so I walk over to it, and I pull the cord, and it fires up again. And it's like, what? And so I drive it for a little bit, at this point, I'm taking it back to the house, to try to diagnose something on it. And I'm driving it a little bit, and it does it again. And I look down at my remote, or my transmitter, and it turns out, Okay, so it turns out that my transmitter, it has telemetry, and I can just watch. I can show you how much voltage my receiver has. And it has 6.5, 6.4 volts. And so when I was driving it, well, when it shut off or died or whatever, I looked down and my receiver voltage was like at 3.3 volts. And I'm going, okay, so I think that's the issue. And so I went in and I bring it back in and I charged it again. And I know I had the low voltage cut off at like 3.5 volts. I had it set at the lowest possible because I don't run Lifeys or lipos or anything like that. I just, these NiCads is what I run. So anyways, so I have my voltage cutoff set at the lowest. Well, anyways, so I charged it and got it out again, and it did the exact same thing at the exact same voltage. And so I figured out that that was what was causing it. And without this, this telemetry, telling me, what the receiver voltage is, I wouldn't have known that. They would have been, just trying to, I don't know, diagnose something in the wind. I hate to say it, but excuse my French, but pissing in the wind would be what you're doing if you didn't have, something that would tell you something like this. So I'm really, really glad that I got this, what is it? It is the Futaba 3PV remote, and it's got the, like I said, the telemetry, the onboard telemetry of the vehicle's voltage. And then I also like it because the kill switch, the one I have the kill switch wired up to is this one, and those other ones, it had a button down here, and if you're gripping a grip, excited like I would sometimes, I would push that button and kill it. So anyways, I like this one with the button up here. So the next thing I'm gonna go over, guys, is what I'm having problems with here on these these SRC adapters, but it's not the adapter's fault. What happens is I'll run it and then the pin will start walking on either side, and it'll do it on this side. It does it on both sides, but you can see how the pin started to walk. You see how the band's bulged up there, and then you can see how the pin is kind of down in there. But what I'm having problems with is every run, sometimes they'll walk completely out and I'll lose a pin. And then sometimes, they'll walk out like this and I'll have to reset them. But I have a set screw or a bolt or whatever you want to call it that is, supposed to keep it in place. And I put red Loctite, I put blue, never lasted 1 heart second on this 71 Supreme, but so I went to red, and even with red Loctite, I cannot keep these pins from walking out. If anybody, has any ideas or have ran into this issue, let me know down in the comments section, what you did to take care of it, because I cannot get these pins to quit walking out. Every time I run it, they don't break or nothing, but I have to tighten these set screws or bolts or whatever. There's a bolt going in that holds that pin, and I have to tighten them every time, and I put red Loctite on them. Well, yeah, here it is, red Loctite 262. So it's high strength, and I still have issues with, you set that bolt somehow works out, and the pin starts walking on me, and it's not like, the pin's not exactly loose. Here, let me get my camera to focus. The pin's not exactly loose in there because I can't really push it, So the next thing I thought about doing is maybe grinding a small slot in it. So I thought about doing something like this pin has. That's what I was talking about. Putting a small little slot in it, but I don't want to weaken it any, you know what I'm saying? Because this 71 has so much torque. It's unbelievable. I always say that, and I'm going to continue to say it, guys. But anyways, that's what I thought about doing. And then Kyle, KGM5512 is his YouTube handle. But Kyle, he mentioned, why not, I got some not baling wire, but mechanics wire. Why not twist that around there and see if that'll hold them in? I thought about doing that. That might that might work. And then I also wanted to shout him out, Kyle from KGM 5512, because when I put the video out of the cage being somewhat fitted or whatever, so-called fitted, he mentioned these bumper supports, or this bumper or whatever you want to call it. I always get twisted sideways, but with these all these terms, but with my brain injury. But he mentioned using these as to stiffen that out. So if we did have a rollover on the top part of the cage, this wouldn't be out here just flexing by itself. It would have some support down here. So he mentioned that, and so I did it, and that's a great idea. I mean, when I had it out, just trying to diagnose this kill switch problem, it wasn't even a kill switch problem. Diagnose the intermittent stalling issue. The cage, I mean, I didn't roll it or anything, but it was a lot more stable. So anyways, guys, I wanted to mention him and give him a shout out and everything. So you know what to do, guys. If you like today's video, guys, we will see you in the next one.